Most of the holiday decoration products are produced in China, and 80% of this total is made in the city of Yiwu. The rest of them are produced in the region of Guangdong. Those are made by thousands of factories belonging to small wholesale vendors or from contract manufacturers, all of them mostly counting with less than 50 employees. The global value chain of Christmas decorations can be simplified into six main activities. First, the design and sourcing of materials for the product performed by the wholesalers. Second, the production can be performed by the factories owned by the wholesalers or through independent manufacturers that only produce but not work as a wholesaler. Third, the local wholesale sale. Here, thousands of vendors offer their products in a famous market in the city of Yiwu, or an international trading company can place its order from early months prior to the holiday season. For the international sourcing agent sale, then is responsible for taking the products from China to its own multinational client, then he acts as the intermediary. Fifth, the international transportation of the merchandise to the country of destination, and sixth, the reception by the transportation providers or multinational firm and the distribution to its stores. During the production stages, the actors are wholesalers, factories, and contract manufacturers. During the local sales process are wholesalers and sourcing agents who negotiate the terms of the deal. During the international sales process are the sourcing agents, the lead multinational firm, and the logistic provider. And during the transportation is the logistic provider, and at some point the sourcing agent responsible for the operation. And at the last stage, the distribution in the country of destination, the actor involved is just a lead multinational firm most of the time, but it can also include the sourcing agent. The production of these products is based in China for four main reasons. First, because of the availability of required materials at a very low cost. Also, low labor costs due to the amount of people living in China and a very competitive labor market. Third, because of the conglomeration of actors and clusters, the latter reduced shipping costs and time and made the production process more efficient than ever. And finally, thanks to an inertia effect from the changing situation to the competitor countries such as Japan, Korea, and other countries which have increased their costs over the years, while the China economy has opened to foreign investment and increased the production capabilities. As the problem is the production capabilities, the logical way of working for the small companies is to serve to a wholesaler and produce part of the production of a big order and then consolidate all the production in one shipment. Another strategy could be to supply another type of products that are not done at a large scale but specifically for serving the request of a client, like a customized product or with low demand. However, the model is not that attractive for growing as the industry is already known for serving large orders at attractive prices. Because large multinational companies' business is to look for the cheapest product in the market with a required quality and have a diversified portfolio. And by now, China has already built a strong competitive advantage in cost, which make it difficult to achieve by a single actor. Also, if they get into the industry, they will have to develop a lot of product line constantly to cover its needs and to run all the management behind it, which results in very high costs each season. This can be in order to diversify the risk, to not depend on a single supplier for the supply, and to not lose power towards them. As the orders are very large, that keeps the multinational as the power actor. Of course, the risk of disruption will not disappear, as depending on a single supplier make it riskier, as if something happens to their production, then all the sales are affected. Also, the cost of shortage if the demand is higher, or the cost for idle time if the demand is lower than the production capabilities. Same if production is discontinued and the line has to be closed, the cost associated with that investment. Of course, the two major risks are associated with cost and shortage. Cost is the logistic costs were strongly decreasing the profits of the companies and may make the deal unattractive for international clients. About the shortage, another concern is that the logistic restrictions and new procedures in production will make it impossible to reach the required amount on time, which is translated into loss of sales. Even if the costs are not as high as 2021, the shortage risk is still a concern in 2022. Many factors can cause disruptions in the global supply chain and cause impacts in the actors involved. The risk of 2023, in addition to the shortage, is increasing number of competitors implementing the same strategy of early order, and as a response by the companies, a reduced quality or increased defective product rate can happen. With the release of vaccines, the risk is much less, and as the economy of China needs to be reanimated, it is probably that the government will try to reopen the country and incentivize the production again. However, the risk of disease are unpredictable just as its appearance. It reduces the risk of shortage as there is more margin time. However, if each time more and more companies start implementing the same strategy, then the benefit will be neutralized as the production time will be longer again. Also, inventory costs will rise as they will have to stay in warehouses for much longer. Also, the flexibility is reduced as ordering from back then provoked to ignore the latest trends and more valuable products for the clients. As mentioned, it is not recommended as the cost competitiveness will not face the one of the existing competitors in China. However, if there is a standardized product which can be produced at similar prices of the competition in less crowded location, then it will be an opportunity. Walmart can develop a strategy with contracted manufacturers to move the production to Southeast Asia, where costs are still competitive and they are close to the suppliers. As one of the largest buyers in the industry, they have the power to negotiate with the suppliers. US and Europe will not be an option as the cost there will tremendously increase. Some of the changes identified were first the impervious to the rising inequality, as numbers show that the income level is not related with the spending on Christmas ornaments. Christmas has converted into a must spend for most US households, but numbers also show a limit, even for the wealthiest families, then low cost supply is required. Second, the consumption of Christmas ornaments is responding to merges with current trends, as the one with Baby Yoda, which was a success. Then Christmas is not anymore the same traditional Christmas every year, but it can be boosted by modern culture. Third, the importance of consumers about responsibility into the sourcing of the supply chain. Now consumers are looking for brands that do not use unethical or illegal labor practices for its production and of course the use of dangerous chemicals into the components. The presence of US supermarkets does not correlate with the pattern of consumption of this type of product. The Latin American countries' lifestyle is different, as there are marked differences in economic purchasing patterns. It is not expected that, or at least in the first trend, will also be observed because of the economic situation of the population of these countries as well as its culture. Christmas does not have the same weight as in the US households. Only the second and third could be observed, as the distribution of trends and information thanks to digital channels is also a reality there. However, products with these characteristics could be limited to a certain income level.